Fellow salespeople, specifically high ticket closers, listen up. You're not losing deals because of your product or your service or the price. You're losing deals because you're not asking the right questions. In this video, I'm going to show you 6 questions that are going to flip the whole game for you. And I'm not going to just tell you what questions to ask, but I'm also going to give you the psychology behind it. So when you understand the why, asking it is going to be easy for you because it's not going to be robotic, because you're actually going to understand why to ask it and when to ask it. And guys, these questions change the whole game. Let's go. The first question that I love to ask, and I ask all the time during all of my sales calls, is why now? So the first question, why now? Now, I do want to be clear. Sometimes you shouldn't just jump right into the question. You should neutralize it first. Just show curiosity. Show it in your tone that you're curious and you want to understand why is it now that they want to do this, that they want to buy this product, that they want to purchase this service, that they want to make the change, that they want to join the program, that they want to get into tech, get into e-commerce, whatever you're selling. You need to neutralize it first by first making a statement and then asking the question, why now? For instance, you can say something in the lines of, I'm just very curious. You told me you've been thinking about this for the past 6 years. This problem has been bothering you for 2 years now. Why is it now that you're trying to make this change? Why now? That's just an example. Again, it depends on your offer, if it's a B2C offer, if it's a B2B offer, and depending on the prospect, but that's the general idea. Now that I've given you the question, I want to tell you the psychology behind it. Guys, one of the main factors that people buy is urgency. Now, many salespeople build urgency by saying things like, this is the last spot, or we have only one spot left, or you have only 3 hours to decide, or now or never. These are things that are fake and is very redundant to every single person in this entire world. I mean, come on. You as a salesperson, I'm pretty sure have heard that a lot. What you got to do is that you need to build up their internal urgency. All those statements that are about the last spot, oh, the offer expires today, we have 3 spots left, now or never, things like that are called external urgency. When you get to speak to the person and get them to understand that they need to do it now, that's where you're building up internal urgency. And that's how you close a deal. So the reason why you ask them why now, it's because first you want to build up the internal urgency and get them to feel internally that they need to do it. Get them to feel urgent internally. And number 2 is for them to justify the reason why they need to make that change right now. They get to justify it. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to make them say, okay, I want to do it now. No. By asking that question, they get to start justifying the reason why they want to make that change right now. And that's how you build real urgency. And that's the first question that you need to ask. Number 2, probing questions. Guys, probing questions are open-ended questions that basically poke on specific items. For instance, let's say you're on a B2B offer and you're selling an AI agent that is worth 60K a year. And with that AI agent, they don't need to pay each of their staff 60K a year or 40K a year or whatever the case is. They can only purchase that one AI agent that is worth 60K a year, and it does the entire job for them. Now, when you want to dig deep in the current situation, that's where you start asking probing questions. You first need to understand what's going on right now, so then you can understand what's the problem, what's the issue, what's bothering them, how is that having an impact on them, and then getting to understanding, okay, this is why they're on the call with me. Now, for instance, for this specific offer, what you need to ask is a probing question, an open-ended question that is going to get them to explain to you a little bit more about what they're doing. If you're selling an AI agent, you can ask something in the lines of, how does your company do cold outreach? Now, guys, I do want to tell you something. How does your company do cold outreach is the question. However, we don't want to sound robotic, awkward, and we don't want them to feel like we're interrogating them. So what do? We simply make a statement beforehand. We say, walk me through, or tell me a little bit more about, or explain to me. So for instance, you should say, explain to me, how does your company do cold outreach on a day-to-day basis? That's going to make them understand that it's a very normal question. At the same time, it's going to get them to start speaking. Oh, yeah, I have 10 staff for this. One of them does the outreach on these days, one of them on that day. They usually use these devices, these CRMs. They're going to start speaking. And it's going to open up lots of things for you to understand and dig deeper. Now that I have told you the type of the question, I want to tell you the psychology behind it. The psychology behind probing questions is for you to have an ocean of opportunities to find problems, to understand what's going on, to get them speak. Probing questions are open ended. At the same time, it's not like you just get lost in the sauce. No. Why? Because at the end of the question, you make it specific what you want to understand about. You don't tell them, walk me through what's going on in your company right now. They can tell you, oh, yeah, yesterday I fired this person. Tomorrow we're having this board meeting. And next year, no. You need to say, walk me through how you guys are doing blah, 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 or help me understand how many blah, blah, blah you have, how many events you have, how many, depending on the offer. Okay. The psychology behind it is that it gets you to get closer to the actual real problem and the pain without you directly asking them and sounding scripted and like a salesperson. Number 3, future-based questions. These type of questions will actually help you to understand what's the dreamland, what's the Disneyland for your prospect. And that's going to get you to understand what the gap is. Because when you ask probing questions, you're still in the situation. And when you ask future-based questions, you're in the future state. So you understand that this is what's happening right now. This is where they are, but this is the dreamland for them. So they're not here. They're here, but they want to be here. So now you have the gap, and the value of your offer lives in that gap. So it is very crucial for you to understand what is the future state for them. How does it look like? You need to ask a future based question. Now, this really depends on the type of the offer. You cannot go on a B2B offer, sit in the meeting and look at the CEO and be like, paint the picture for me. How does the future look like for you? No, that's something that you ask a person when you're on a B2C offer. On a B2B offer, you need to tell the CEO, the executive team, the CFO, I want to understand what are the goals that you and your team are trying to get to within the next year. Walk me through that. However, if it's a B2C offer, you can have more of an emotional touch and you can say something in the lines of, walk me through how would the perfect future look like to you? If you were to tell me this is everything that I want to happen for me, if I had a magic wand, how would that look like? Walk me through it. Or you can just simply say, if you had a magic wand and you could have everything that you want, how would your life look like? Okay, the wind is. Yeah, anyways, if you had a magic wand and you could have everything you want, how would your life look like in the next 6 to 12 months? Walk me through that so you can understand what it is that they actually want and how far away they are from that state. Okay. Now, again, the psychology behind it is for you to understand what's the gap, is for you to understand how far away they are from it, and also for them to say it themselves. It's like they confess, right? I had a mentor, he always would tell me, when your prospects join the sales meetings, they need to understand everything that they say can and will be used against them. Of course, guys, this is in a funny way, but it's seriously like that. Because, guys, that is the truth. Whatever they say, you can use that. I wouldn't say against them, I would say for them, because sales is something that you do for people, not to people. So, whatever they tell you, if they tell you, yeah, I want to have this car, I want to have financial freedom, I want to help my family, I want to graduate my kids comfortably without thinking about tuition fees. I want to make sure that my company is hitting that 4 million target in a month. All of that, you got them to say it themselves on the call. So then if they're like, yeah, no, I got to think about it. Think about what? Staying stuck in the same situation and not making the change? Get up. Let's make the change. Let's get you to that goal. So that's the whole psychology behind future based questions. Number 4, this question is something that you specifically need to ask in the beginning of the sales call. And it's called, what got you booked this meeting with me? And again, I don't want you to be robotic. and make the person feel like you're interrogating them. No, I want you to actually nurture and say something in the lines of, I would like to kick things off by understanding why is it that you booked this call with me and you're on this call with me. Now, I do want to be clear. They're probably going to tell you, oh, yeah, I just saw the ad and clicked on it. Make sure that you're digging deeper and you're doubling down on that. Actually, I have another video that I speak about this kind of questions. I'm going to pin it in the end of this video so you can check it out. Now, when I tell you dig deeper, is that if they tell you, oh, yeah, I just saw an ad, you need to dig deeper. Well, I mean, yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure you see many ads every day. What was it specifically about this that got you on this meeting with me? And it just didn't let you to scroll. Something like that. And guys, if you want to just avoid doubling down, tripling down, you can just simply ask this one question. I would like to kick things off today by understanding what got you interested to click on that ad and fill out the information and be on this call with me today. That will most probably prevent them from telling you, oh yeah, I just saw the ad. Guys, the psychology behind these type of questions is only and only for you to get them justify the reason why they have booked this call with you. That's the only reason why. Because you don't want to chase them. They booked the call. Let them justify why they are there with you. You speak with many people every day. Why are they special? Why are they different? Why do they deserve to be part of your program? Why do they deserve to have your product? That's the mentality and mindset that you need to have, my friends. Number 5, consequential questions. These type of questions are only and only asked after current-based, basically situational-based, and future-based questions. Because you understand what's going on in your prospect's life or business, again, depending on the offer. Then you understand where they want to go. Then, when you understand what's happening right now and where they want to go, you bring them back to reality and you ask them, what's going to happen if you don't make this change? Now, again, don't make them feel like you're interrogating them. I want you to neutralize and make a statement before asking the question. I want you to say something in the lines of, I'm just curious. Let's say you continue doing what you've been doing and you stay in the same situation. What's going to happen? Or I really want to know, what would you say would happen if you don't make this change right now? Let them come back to reality and understand, oh, wow, I'm going to stay stuck in the same situation. No, I don't want that. If they don't say, I don't want that, you're the one who has to ask that. You need to double down. And after they respond to your consequential question, you need to say something in the lines of, and I don't think that's what you want, right? Something in those lines. Don't make them feel stupid. Don't say something like, is that what you want? Of course they don't want that. That's why they are on that call with you. But it's important that you ask it in a way that they will say, yeah, no, of course, I don't want that. Okay? I want to make a specific note. If you have prospects that are ready to go, that want to do it, that know they want this, that they know they need what you're selling, and they're all hyped, I would suggest you not to ask consequential questions. Instead, I would suggest you to challenge this type of prospects while you're in the situational based questions and challenge the reason why they don't want to take more shifts to make more money. Challenge the reason why they don't want to continue with the same program. Challenge the reason why they don't want to work with the same company that they've been working with. Challenge them. Because if you tell them what's going to happen if you don't do this, they're going to be like, I've been telling you I want to do this. Like, you make me feel bad. What's wrong with you? Again, it depends, guys. This is just a side note. This is something that you gain by experience because sales is skill based. Sales is not 1 + 1 always equals 2. No, you need to understand what to ask, when to ask based on experience and consistency. And last but not least, why or how come? Guys, how come, or let's say why, is a question that gets you to uncover lots of pain points, gets you to discover a lot, gets you to understand everything more clearly. Let's say you're selling an e-commerce offer and someone is on a call with you to potentially buy that from you. And they tell you, oh yeah, I've been seeing many ads from different companies about these. I've been on many calls. I never actually moved forward. I wanted to give this a try. A rookie salesperson will just let it go and be like, okay, well, let's talk now. No, pause and be like, well, I can see that you've been doing a lot of research. That's great. Why haven't you taken the action though? I'm very curious. Or why do? Can they speak to you and they tell you they have been looking to do it and they haven't? Or when they talk to you and they tell you they're tired of their job? Or when they tell you that this company is not treating them well? Or when they tell you they don't want to live in the same place or in the same city and they need more money to move out? Just ask why. You need to understand the reason why in order to dig deeper, in order to find the real pain, and in order to find the real value and the gap. That's the psychology behind it. These 6 questions are going to change the game for you. Thank you so much for watching this. I really, really hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions, dropping it in the comment sections. I try my best to respond to questions as much as I can. And also, make sure you subscribe and like if you feel like this is something that has helped you. It would really mean the world to me, and it will show that these videos actually help at least one person in this world. And I invite you to watch my other video. It's a very, very special video. In 8 minutes, I'm going to give you lots of nuggets about sales in this video. You can just watch it by clicking here. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.